I'm Morgan from Pack Hacker, and in this video we're taking a look at the WANDRD STRATUS Photo 18 liter, which I've been testing for 2 weeks. If you find this video helpful, hit subscribe so that we can continue making content that helps you travel smarter. Let's jump in. So the front and the sides are made with a super rugged tarpaulin material, and it kind of has that very specific tarp look, and it has that kind of tarp-like sound as well when like moving and maneuvering the bag. It's not super loud though, which is really nice. The bottom is made with a 840D junior ballistic nylon, which, as you can kind of see, it feels very strong, very rugged, so like never had any issues setting this down on the ground. The only one downside is that it has a little bit of a texture, so dirt might be like a little bit more difficult to clean compared to like the tarp-like material on the front and the sides. The zippers are YKK and most of them have these really nice zipper pulls that feel really comfortable and are super easy to use. And then the zipper treads on the top and the side also have a protective covering to kind of prevent moisture from getting in as well, which do a really good job of making sure everything inside stays dry and protected. There are several attachment points on the front and on the bottom, and these are really well built into the bag and designed to work with WANDRD's specific attachment like accessories, but I'm sure you can use other attachment points, and these work great for like carabiners as well. There are 4 on the front and then 4 on the bottom as well, so that you can attach gear to the front or the bottom. And then on the side there are compression straps, and you can see on this one as well. And these have just like a pretty solid plastic buckle. These great for securing like a tripod or an umbrella to the sides and like the water bottle pockets, which I'll get into in a second. And then the grab handles, there's one on top and then 2 on the sides. So as you can kind of see here, one there and then one on this side. So it gives you like a lot of flexibility in terms of how you want to carry it. It is a little tight on the sides, and one thing to keep in mind is, especially with heavier gear on like in the camera compartment, it does tend to like lean a little bit, so something to keep in mind. The shoulder straps are nicely contoured and have like a really nice ergonomic design to them, making it really comfortable. And something that I found really helpful is they decided to move the seam that connects like the air mesh to the front. That way, when you're like putting it on, there's no like lip or like seam here that rubs up against the arm and sometimes can lead to chafing. So I found that that works really well. And then like the padding itself is like very breathable with like their air mesh. That's included on the shoulder strap, and the back panel does like a really good job of making sure like the backpack is comfortable even with heavier gear. There are a lot of attachment points on both shoulder straps, which is really nice for extra gear, and then load lifters on both straps to kind of ensure that when you are going on like a longer journey, that you can really customize it and make sure that it's comfortable and not like weighing you down or putting unnecessary stress on other parts. And then on the front is a sternum strap, which is really easy and super nice. It connects by like a somewhat loud snap, but I found that it works really well. It looks like it's on a rail, but it actually snaps into place at like pre-designated places, as you can kind of see as these little seams right here. And it comes on and off really easily, but is also very secure with just like a little pull like that, and then it snaps in. One thing that I really appreciated about this sternum strap, and it's fully removable, so you can remove both sides and take it completely off, but I like to have it there just in case. And so one thing that I really liked is being able to attach both to one side. That way it's still there, but it's not like needlessly dangling or getting in the way. And then at the bottom, there are also these loops, which can be utilized with WANDRD's hip belt. So if you prefer that kind of extra stability, you can add that on and connect it right here. And then right here is a luggage pass-through that is almost like pretty well hidden. It is pretty tight, and so it'll definitely keep the bag situated on top of like a piece of roller luggage very, very well and very, very secure, despite its like fairly minimal presence and size. So this is what it looks like on. It's got kind of a wide, it protrudes a little bit. That's just because of the design of the bag, but it is very, very comfortable, and especially with like the sternum strap, it's super easy to adjust, as well as the length and basic, like the way it fits on the back, especially with the load lifters. So it really allows you to kind of customize it and make sure that it's as comfortable as possible. As well as the back panel is kind of molded and contoured as well, so that it kind of flows with the ebb and flow of a spine to make sure that it is not like poking anywhere or uncomfortable. And I've really noticed that the side, with the seam being on the front of the shoulder strap, it removes a lot of like the chafing and uncomfortable friction, I would say. Taking a look at some of the pockets on this backpack, there are two dedicated water bottle pockets on both sides. They're a nice super stretchy mesh, and there's no like perforations or any like holes to prevent anything from getting like snagged or caught. And they sit up against the wall, or sit up against the pack very nicely, and they do a really good job of securing. Here I have a 24-ounce Owala sip, which fits decently. It does sometimes take a little bit of getting like two hands to get it in, and then but like once you get it in there, it's nice and secure. And then like I mentioned earlier, you can use these straps on the side to kind of secure it down if you wanted to do that with like a larger water bottle, a tripod, or like an umbrella. This does like a really good job of that. And it's the same on both sides. On the top, right here is a top quick access compartment. It's pretty small, and so inside I just have some hand sanitizer and a pair of AirPods, and you can kind of see it's pretty minimal in terms of space, so I can't even really get like my phone in here. So I have an iPhone Pro Max, and it just simply does not fit in this pocket. So that kind of gives you like an idea of how much space is here. But there is like a key clip here located all the way at the top. And so it's just like a simple carabiner. It does like a really nice job of keeping the keys attached so that they don't like fall out, which is pretty nice. Behind that and the top grab handle is a laptop sleeve that can fit up to a 16-inch device. And here I have my 16-inch MacBook Pro. And it does have a false bottom as well, so it protects the laptop in that sense. It is a little tight in between this back panel and the main compartment's dedicated camera cube, but it's still very secure and very safe. And then on the back, a little secret compartment right here up against the lumbar support. As you can kind of see, it's definitely got like that little hump for lumbar support, is a rear pocket where you can store like sensitive items like a passport or cash. It is a little tight though, I will say, and so trying to get stuff in and out can be difficult, which may be like a nice security feature. But in here I have like a little notebook, but like I said, it's tight, so specifically flat items are best here. And even with something as flat as like this little tiny notebook, it was still kind of like a pain to get in and out, but that could be ideal, especially with sensitive items like cash or passport or like tickets, etc. Now, the main compartment is at the moment technically split into two, and that's because of the dividers for the photo camera, or for the camera cube. Here at the top, there is these nice wide opening, as you can see here, with the nice zipper pulls. And inside we have a flip down pocket, which is really nice in the way that it was designed. So like if you set the bag down, instead of having the pocket like land up here, it sits right here, so you can fold it down and get nice access to here. There's this zipper pocket, and then there's another zipper pocket here at the back for a little bit of organization. And then the rest of this kind of just fits as like a nice place to dump stuff. And so I usually would put like kits or like a tech pouch in here. But right now I just have some gum, a pair of sunglasses, and in this back zipper pocket, I typically would store my wallet just to keep it nice and safe. And it's like a little thicker, so it wouldn't fit in the rear pocket. And then in this pocket right here is a portable charger and cable kit. And this has like a nice amount of stretch to it, and it's got like the mesh so you can kind of see the visibility. And like another super cool feature that I really liked is underneath this zipper pocket right here, there is a dedicated spot for a air tag that is somewhat easy to get to, but also very like out of the way and inconspicuous. So like if you didn't know it was there, you'd probably not even think to look there. And so, as you, here it is, right there it is. Sorry, it is well hidden. And inside I just have an air tag. And so that's like a nice feature to store it. And so if something does happen and you do need to try and locate it, it's not like hanging somewhere or like freely floating around in the back. So I thought that was like a really nice touch. This bottom shelf is part of the camera cube, and so you can technically remove this if you wanted to just have this be like one big pocket. It also has dual side access, and one thing that I really liked is I usually always carry a water bottle, and so having the option to have both sides accessible but also have like one with the water bottle, it is not super easy or convenient trying to use this side pocket with the water bottle attached. So I would usually default to the other side, and I was very specific and intentional with how I set this up. And so on this side, both dual side access have dual zippers with these nice zipper pulls, allowing you to store the zippers either at the top or the bottom, which is really nice. And they open up pretty wide as well. And in each like little panel is another zippered pocket for storing like smaller gear, like batteries or like SD cards. I usually have like an SD card case, or I would put like my lens caps here, and it just kind of makes sure that I keep up with them and don't accidentally set them down anywhere. But like, as you can see here, there are these two shelves basically, which do like a really great job of organizing them. And they're using the, their Nylex dividers to provide a really good amount of protection. They're really dense and really strong, they feel very robust, but they also have like a very soft felt padding to ensure like no scratches get on anything. And that's both on the back panel right here as well as the front. And so these use standard hook and loop closure to attach to the walls. And so like if you didn't want any of this, you could remove it. Inside I just have my Canon with a lens attached. And here you can kind of see it goes all the way through. So like that's the back panel. But what I really liked about the flexibility, especially of this system, and this is kind of how it was like the default setup, but that's just like how I preferred it, so I kept it that way. It comes with more dividers as well, and these dividers do like a really good job. I think I've not seen this kind of setup before where the hook and loop is kind of like flexible, and so I found that this was like probably one of the more easier systems to like customize and set up. Before, this was in here and it created a wall basically. And I just decided that I would rather have this be one large pocket instead of smaller ones. So I put that down and it was able to fit my Canon EOS R with a 24-105 perfectly. On this top shelf, I have some more batteries, but like as you can see, it has like a nice amount of space for like other stuff. And on the other side, after I remove this, there are more dividers for even more customizability. And so laying that down, you can kind of see these smaller dividers section this same sized space into smaller ones. And so I have just a bunch of different size lenses here, which fit fairly nicely. These are all prime lenses, so they're a little bit smaller. And the other nice thing about all these dividers is there is a divider that comes with it that is like an X style. So it makes an X, but you can also fully remove these and kind of just set them up as normal dividers as well. And so I really like the customizability of being able to like pick and choose how you want to set your system up. And I think that especially with the amount of dividers that they give you, they do like a really good job of allowing you to really like customize it to like super small setups or super large setups for photography, videography, drone work, etc. So there you have it, the WANDRD STRATUS Photo 18 liter. Thanks for keeping it here at Pack Hacker, your guide to smarter travel. We'll see you in the next video.